Good morning, good people. Webs. Welcome to Objection. How you guys doing tonight? The chat seems hot. Let me see what's going on inside there. Everybody's here. Hello. That's right. I changed the avatar to the judge's avatar. Wanted to make sure it's looking good. Let me stop this video from playing. All right. Let me see who's in the chat tonight. I see Laura. I see Katie. I see. Oh, look at this. Everybody's up in here. All right. Nice to see everybody. So, for those of you who don't know, this is Objections, where we have a panel of lawyers look at testimony from one of the current trials. This is the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. So it's a good way for us to both review testimony and let you learn about objections. Now, one thing I have to start off with is that last time, some of you were upset that I didn't give a better explanation of the objections that we were going to be using in this game of today. So those objections are in the description. So if you want to just read them for yourself, you can. But also, here's a video that is going to help you guys understand objections, so we can all be on we can't be on an even playing field because you guys got to go to law school. But at least you'll know exactly what objections are going to be we're going to be using and how they work. So here is that video. Objections explained. Over some common objections. Do you mind, John? Let's go over some common objections. Calls for speculation. This one is the question. Ask the witness to guess an answer rather than rely on the facts.
The way that it's used most frequently is when you're asking somebody about somebody else's thoughts.
I mean, Mr. Depp thought of enough about this article to have a 3-week trial in the UK, correct?
Objection. Calls for speculation about what Mr. Depp thought.
I'll sustain the objection.
All right, so asked and answered is pretty simple, right? The same attorney asked the same question multiple times.
Is it your testimony that you didn't know that you were named specifically and the terms of your compensation and your benefits were in every single one of Mr. Depp's contracts?
Objection asked and answered several times, Your Honor.
Next, lack of foundation. Lack of foundation, the question relates to a matter in which the witness's personal knowledge has not been established.
Before you can, ask somebody, what did you see? You have to, at the crime scene, you have to establish that the person was actually there first. So, that's the easiest example of it, but obviously it can come in different forms.
Thank you. You were asked about a knife. You were shown Plaintiff's Exhibit 92 and a knife that's, I think, is till death. What is your understanding of the significance of that knife and that phrase as it related to Amber Heard?
Objection, Your Honor, no foundation.
He showed it in cross-examination. I'm able to ask about it and what her understanding was. He cut her off when she was trying to talk. I'm just letting her go back in.
Her understanding of a knife?
Next one is leading. Now, this one gets everybody so confused because I know a lot of you this is the first time you're being introduced to this. I'm just going to make this as simple as possible. If the form of the question asks for a yes or no answer, generally it's going to be considered leading. That's not the case in all occasions, but because I understand you guys aren't going to understand the nuances here, if a question is asked and the witness can just say yes or no to answer the question, you'll generally consider that lead.
Thank you for everything. I've chopped off my left middle finger as a reminder that I should, thank you, Your Honor, that I should never cut off my finger again. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's Mr. Depp admitting that to Dr. Kipper in 3/19/2015.
Objection, leading.
Okay.
I'll sustain the objection.
This was another example. Compound question. Essentially, that's two questions in one.
Like, did you go to the restaurant and eat steak? And the person says yes. You don't know if they're saying yes, they went to the restaurant, and they might not have ordered steak. They might have eaten steak and never gone to the restaurant. They sat at home doing it. Or they might be saying, yes, they did both. And that's so the problem is that the information we're going to get from them is very ambiguous. So even after they answer, we still don't know. And that's why a compound question is very poor.
I knew she would understand.
And when approximately did you start confiding in your mom about your issues with Mr. Depp and physical abuse?
Objection, hearsay, compound.
I sustain as a compound.
The next objection that you're going to hear is irrelevant or immaterial. The question is not about the issue at trial. You'll hear this a lot. It's just the questions are relevant or even the answers are relevant. This is a pretty straightforward objection.
So you flew out of that airport. Did you have a stop anywhere before you went back to LA?
Objection relevance.
Non-responsive, that means I asked the witness a question and the witness is essentially asking some other question. They're not responding to the question I asked, right? Very simple.
Did there come a time that there was a family engagement gathering?
Well, we celebrated Thanksgiving out in London. The kids were there. There was a stint of sobriety following how sick he got on set with Paul Bettany after one of his drug binges, and he kind of just came alive again. He even played a prank on me about having relapsed when he hadn't relapsed. I started to kind of feel that with the kids being around. I did think that maybe this was it. We were on a good path, meaning to sobriety, that this was it. And our life was peaceful for a minute. It went back to being wonderful. There were these moments that just felt so wonderful.
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
All right. I'll sustain the objection.
Okay.
Hearsay. Hearsay is something that's going to be a little more technical for everybody, but hearsay is an out-of-court statement, the truth of the matter asserted. However, there are several exceptions to hearsay. We can't go into a real hearsay discussion because hearsay takes a lot quicker than a 5-minute explanation or a 6-second explanation, but I'm going to do the best I can. The first thing is hearsay is essentially someone else said something, right? If you're saying someone else said something, you're looking at hearsay. That's essentially what we're talking about. Here's an example. Lawyer asked a question. What was the weather outside on the day in question, right? The witness says, John told me it was raining. Your bell should be ringing. Hearsay, right? Objection, hearsay. And that's what it would be. Why is it hearsay? Because the witness doesn't know if it was raining outside. Only thing he knows is that John told him. And if you guys think about it, how reliable is that? Because how do we know John knows it was raining outside, right? What if John heard it from somebody else? The reliability of the statement is so weak because he has no personal knowledge of it. Now, that changes when we change the question. So why didn't you go outside? Question is different. Before, the question is, what was the weather outside on the day in question? Now it's, why didn't you go outside? And the person says the same thing. John told me it was raining. Objection, hearsay. Well, this wouldn't really be hearsay because it doesn't matter whether it was raining outside. We're asking, why didn't he go outside, right? And he's saying, well, because somebody told me something. So this is not for the truth of the matter asserted, whether it was raining or not, but how John reacted to the statement. So it was about his state of mind, how it changed his state of mind. The witness here doesn't really know if it's raining outside, but he changed his actions. He did something different because he heard the information. So that's why this would technically not be hearsay. But the witness on the stand, if the witness has said a statement an out-of-court statement, that too is hearsay. In this instance, if Amber Heard says, yeah, 2 days ago I said X, that's also hearsay and could lead to an objection. So understand, it's not only what other people said outside, but also what you said outside could be.
And then finally, Amber Heard wrote an email talking about how distressed and heartbroken she was.
Objection, hearsay.
I mean, I don't agree.
I know. Sustained. I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
All right.
You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he'd sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, you said it's sustained of...
So that is our tutorial on hearsay objections. What did you think, John? You made an appearance in the tutorial. Uh-oh, John, I think you're muted.
Sorry about that, but what an amazing supercut. Yeah, I'm happy to be part of that one, except for the hypothetical of John said it's raining, because I never said that.
I got that. Josh said it's raining. Let me. Oh, I forgot. They got a couple of attorneys who want to get up in here. Let me get them the link. But we're going to go over the rules of the game. Potentially criminal. I'm going to get you the link right now. All right. So rules of the game. The way we do this is that we're going to hear either a statement or a question from the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And then we're going to hear the lawyers make an objection hearsay. We, as the lawyers, are going to tell you, or we're going to try to predict what the judge is going to do, sustain or overrule that objection. You in the chat also have the opportunity to determine what the judge is, or to predict what the judge is going to do, sustain or overrule the objection. There will be a poll put up in the chat for every question, and you guys get to decide. And then we see if the lawyers can beat the chat. First thing, 2 quick super chats. A $10 from Tia Mao says, will we be given the context of direct or cross-examination? That's true. It would help. It would help us in deciding if it is leading or if leading is a more valid option. Yes, but in case I missed some, because I'll try to do that. But essentially, this is Johnny Depp's case. Or if it's Johnny Depp's attorneys questioning a witness, more than likely it's going to be on direct. Except because remember, Amber Heard's only put on 2 witnesses: Amber Heard herself and the psychologist. So in those 2 instances, the roles are reversed. But every other witness, Johnny Depp's attorneys, or those witnesses will be on direct examination, and the Amber Heard's attorneys will be on cross-examination. That hopefully, if we don't know the context, if you hear the lawyers' voices, maybe that'll spark it. Let me get potentially criminal. I'm emailing you the link right now. The one that is on your page. So let me get that to him. Sorry about the break in action, but my brother needs the link. So what you been up to today anyway? By all means, John, what you been up to?
Honestly, not much. Just regular life maintenance things.
Yeah. How's the law practice? For those of you who don't know, John is an attorney in Florida, which is I like to call it the state that messed up Bush v. Gore.
Well, that's one way to go about that. I would also say that it's the free state of Florida, but we can disagree.
Did you guys kick out Disney World yet or not?
I believe the bill passed when it came to removing the special tax district. And then it's just, I think it doesn't go into effect until June of 2023.
Oh, all right. Oof. Let me get a potentially criminal this link. All right, so you should have a potentially criminal. You should have the link in your email. And I believe this other guy's coming too. On civil, he's coming. All right, got all this up, and this link is out. Sorry about the tech support. Boop.
No worries.
Okay, gone. There we go. All right, people, here we go. So because I'm a good person, let's start with 2 quick examples of how the game is played. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to play a part from the trial, and you are going to guess the objection. Here we go. Now remember, this is straight from the trial.
Put your fucking cigarettes out on someone else. You fucking have consequences for your actions. That's it.
Shut up, fat ass.
Yeah, you got me there.
Can you play that one more time, please, Michelle?
Objection, Your Honor.
Now, at this point in time, a poll would be in the chat. You guys would be answering the question, determining whether it should be overruled or
Play
sustained.
that one more time, please, Michelle.
Then we hear it.
Objection, Your Honor. I'll sustain the objection. Move on.
And then we determine who's right. Objection sustained. Easy enough, right?
Yeah, that would have been cumulative.
Yeah.
It'd be cumulative. Uh-oh, you guys are arguing with the judge. All right, so here we go. The next one. You guys ready?
Let's go.
Mr. Depp, in this text message from you to Christian Carino, your agent, on August 15th, 2016, you tell him, you go on at some length about Amber, but you say, she will hit the wall hard, 4 exclamation points. And then later down you say, I can only hope that karma kicks in and takes the gift of breath from her. Did I read that right?
Objection compound.
Can we pull that back a
All
little
right.
bit?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You guys want to hear it again?
I'm okay if he wants to go again.
All right. I'll roll it back. Here we go.
And then later down you say, I can only hope that karma kicks in and takes the gift of breath from her. Did I read that right?
Objection compound.
Mm-hmm.
Did I read that right? It's not a compound question. Overruled.
All right. So you think overruled? What do you think? Potentially criminal.
I think. I mean, he's asking 2 questions there. You said this, and then you said that. I would argue. I think compound's an objection, but I think there also might be a foundation, because I don't think Johnny agreed that he remembered this text message to start with. But I think compound might be the way to start.
But here's the problem is that they stipulated to these text messages.
Well, no, I know that they may have stipulated to it, but does Johnny actually remember this specific one? I mean, I don't know if he already did, then yeah. I think it would just be compound, because he's asking him, usually it's like, did you say this? Yes. Do you remember this one? Yes. And he tried to do 2 at once.
Well, I'm going to end the poll in the chat. The chat says, drum roll please. The chat says sustained, 66%. Say it's what they think sustained. So let's see if John is right. Here we go.
Did I read that right?
Objection compound.
I'll allow it.
Overruled. Boom. Chats goes down hard. But don't worry. the chat's been winning the last couple of these, so I don't feel too bad for the chat. Here we go. The next question.
Mr. Depp, do you remember last week the jury
Cross-examination.
saw the video of you, as you called it, assaulting the cupboards in that kitchen on Sweetser Avenue?
Yes, sir. Very well said.
And that was on or about February 10th, 2016, correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled? I don't understand the objection.
Yeah, I don't. It's. He's asking him, do you believe it was that date? I mean, that's not speculating to anything other than a. Yeah, that's. I don't think that's a valid objection, either.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. Yeah, I would overrule it too. I don't think it's a valid objection. Let's see what the chat thinks. Ending the poll. The chat says 61% believe overruled too. Let's see. We're all unanimous
Objection calls
here.
for speculation.
I'll allow it if you can.
Overruled.
Yeah.
Boom. We are killing it tonight. 3 for 3, huh? John is killing it. But the chat, all right. So we all got like a nice little hot streak now. Now things start getting a little more juicy. So here we go. I hope everybody's got their thinking caps on.
Let's do
it. All right.
This is not necessarily an angry text. It's just, why do you deviate from our agreement? It's not about her doing films. How do you think she got Aquaman, sir?
You tell her no goddamn meetings, no movies, because you didn't want her acting. You wanted to control her career, correct?
Objection compound.
Yeah, that's compound.
But is that? I guess unless I saw how it was worded, yeah, I'd say compound. Unless that
I think
was actual...
I think she's going to allow it, but I think it is a genuine compound question.
Unless he said that as one big text, yeah, maybe. I'll go
So-
with you
so-
for this now.
So overruled, or are we saying overruled or sustained?
I think overruled.
She's going to overrule it.
Overruled.
Yeah.
Control her career, correct?
Objection, compound.
That's
I'll-
patently
hold on,
untrue,
Mr.
and it's a
Mr.
great
Depp,
guess.
sir. All right, yes, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Okay.
Oh, I see
All
where
right,
she
so
was
you guys should
sustaining.
overrule. The chat
Yeah, I see that.
beat us that time. They said they were going to sustain the objection. Hold on. Yeah, they said 81%. The chat said 81% said sustain. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I see why the judge sustains it. Now I think about it a little more.
God damn it, chat. All right, here we go.
But this goes back to I don't trust the judge to make the right call.
Yes, she's made a lot of questionable calls in the meantime. Yes.
Argue with the judge. The ref is bad. The ref is bad.
This ref has demonstrably been bad.
Here we go. Let's go.
I'm so very sad. I cut the top of my middle finger off. What should I do? Except, of course, go to a hospital. I'm so embarrassed for jumping into anything with her. Fuck the world. Did I read that right?
Yes, Mr. Rottenborn.
So even as you are ranting about Miss Heard to Dr. Kipper, even as you were talking about her ambition and expressing your objections to that, you still admit to him that you cut the top of your middle finger off, correct?
Objection, compound.
That's overruled. That's not compound. I think that's just a little drawn out.
I mean, it's not compound. The argument would be calls for statements not in evidence.
Yeah.
I think the word "and" may be throwing people off because I don't think it's compound because he's leading, he's leading up to it. Yeah, I don't think it's compound.
Yeah, he's just setting the stage for the question.
Here we go, chat. I'm ending the poll. Let's see what the chat says. The chat says it's going to be overruled. 72% of the chat says overruled. All right, here we go.
Your middle finger off, correct?
Objection, compound.
All right, sustain is compound.
Ooh,
Really?
we all lost that one.
Oof.
All right.
I didn't think it was a compound question.
I don't.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
We
I'm hoping
all
she got.
are
Some,
wrong,
I hope
right?
she got. I hope she got some CLEs in while she was at this conference.
Good point.
You got a drink for that one, baby. My God. Even though I had food poisoning yesterday, so I have to drink water, unfortunately. But
ooh, well, I'll take care of that for you.
Let's go to the next one. The judge got us all.
At the age of 12, finding the only thing that gave me peace, which is playing the guitar. Very unlikely. Why didn't I start lopping off digits when I was 13 then?
Just the way it was worded. Now, Miss Heard wasn't the only one who had a problem with your, you can take that down. Miss Heard wasn't the only one who had a problem with your drinking and abuse of alcohol, correct?
Objection, compound.
Sustained.
Yeah.
It should be, but I don't trust this judge.
Yeah. Oh, wait, actually, saying he's drinking and abuse of alcohol, he's asking the same thing. But yeah, it's still compound. But I can see your overruling.
All right. So, so we got one sustained and one overruled, or both people are we're both overruling it.
Yeah, I think she's gonna overrule, but it should be sustained.
I'm gonna say sustained just because I'm gonna try and put some faith
back in the judicial system. Chat 63% sustained.
Objection, compound.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Oh, she has no idea.
Oh
God! I'm gonna just start flipping a coin.
You just don't know. You just don't know.
Jeez, I can't wait till like
Good
somebody
job,
at trial
Chad.
says
Good
objection,
job,
present
Chad.
sense impression, and she's like, "What is that?"
Yes.
Oh, we hate the chat. Here we go. Next one.
Oh.
Now, you've brought this lawsuit about the op-ed specifically, but for years prior to the date that Ms. Heard wrote the op-ed, there were numerous negative news stories about you. You'd agree with that, correct?
Objection compound.
I'd also argue speculation. How does he know how many stories are out there about him?
I think I agree with you. I think it's the wrong objection. I would overrule on compound.
You'd agree with that.
Hold on,
Correct.
did the poll didn't lob up in the chat. Let me see.
Yeah.
Did it go? Oh no, it's still going. That's why. All right, there's so many people chatting. It's just the poll can't get out.
Yeah.
Here's the poll. All right. So let's give people a couple of seconds. Let me hear the question one more time because I
think the problem is the way Rottenborn speaks. It makes it seem like a lot of these are compound, but this
Now,
one, yeah.
You've brought this lawsuit about the op-ed specifically, but for years prior to the date that Ms. Heard wrote the op-ed, there were numerous negative news stories about you. You'd agree with that, correct?
Objection compound.
The problem is
I don't
that
know.
it's leading, and that's why he's setting up such a compound premise. But the actual question is not compound.
You'd agree with that?
Yeah. Just how do you quantify
Objection
numerous?
compound. All right, I'll sustain it to compound.
All right, sustain. Chat. 67% said overruled. So
The right
sustain
result for the
objection.
wrong reason.
No, the chat was wrong. It
Agreed.
got overruled, right? She
Yeah.
sustained it. So
Well, yeah, no, it got sustained, but I think for the wrong.
for the wrong reason. Yeah. Here we go. Next one. I'm gonna have to put this one out early because people are just hot in chat.
Chat's
For
still
years
pretty good.
prior to 2018, when Amber wrote the op-ed, there were numerous negative news stories about you that were released into the public, correct?
Objection calls for speculation.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that is speculation. Like, how does he know? There's no way for him to know. I mean,
But this is one of those where I agree with
Here
you,
you go,
but I
chat.
think she's going to overrule it.
Yes.
If you know.
yes.
All right. So chat, you heard what we think. What do you guys think? Poll is hot now. Boom.
I'm due for some dubs. I gotta. I'm not
I
gonna
don't know,
last
this-
long at this rate.
This one is a little more interesting. I don't know. I don't know because it's kind of like the same one from last time. So, I'll give you a countdown of 3 for the chat. 3, 2, 1. All votes are in. And I got a bot. So the bot, I gotta destroy the bot real
Ooh,
quick.
I might click that link. Sounds interesting.
Let me see. Do I want to hide user on this channel? That one will work. All right. Sorry, people, for the crazy bot. Here we go. So the chat is saying, "Where's my poll at?" The bot just threw me off. The poll. Where's the poll? Where's the poll? It said it was like 70%. Here it is. 70% for. Oh no, the poll. I think I nuked the poll too by accident. Just trying to find the poll again. All right, 69% sustained. Sorry, 69% sustained.
Released
Let's
into
go.
the public, correct?
Objection calls for speculation. I'll allow it if you can answer.
There we go.
That is.
Overruled.
I'm not gonna.
But I knew what
you
she
would
was
hate
gonna do.
to. You would
Yeah.
hate to stay. You would hate to deal with this judge, huh?
There might, if the court reporter is really good at listening to me, she might end up on the record of me saying bullshit at some point. God, this would
It's a
drive me
coin
crazy.
flip.
It's a coin flip. Well, it's a judgment call. That's why it just is what it is.
If somebody says this game's not based on
Daily
logic,
Mail, vodka for breakfast, 72-hour drug binges, and spending sprees that beggar belief. Alison Boshoff reveals why Hollywood's reeling over what's being called Johnny Depp's career suicide note. Did I read that correctly?
You did. Who's Alison Boshoff and how does she know?
Mr. Depp, you can't name
Oh, it
a
won't
single
answer, I see.
actress who has benefited in her career by coming forward and stating that she was the victim of domestic violence, can you?
I'm sorry, what was
Objection
that?
calls for speculation.
That's
Poll's
gotta be
already up.
sustained.
yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think it's speculation.
Also,
And-
she should have objected when he started reading off the article. Like, how does How does he know that?
They
specific
let all of
article?
these articles in en masse, which just made it a mess.
Yeah, they should have defended him better.
90% of the chat says it will be sustained. All right, so let's hit it.
Victim of domestic violence, can you?
I'm sorry,
Objection calls for speculation. I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Thank you.
Yes.
Whoa, let's stop it. So that was, I think, it's so funny. I got to kill some bots in the chat again. I got to go subscriber mode. The bots are here. You evil bots. All right. Bots will be destroyed. So I got to go subscriber only mode so we can kill the bots. But you know what? It's it's like a good thing, a bad thing, because it's bad that the bots are here, but the bots are only here because there are a lot of people here, so it's a good thing. So it's like you're 50-50. All right,
It's a
bots.
good problem.
It's price of fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Bots,
Hot naked co-engineer is the price of the grift.
All right. So the bots be damned. There you go, bots. Yeah. So we shouldn't have a bot problem anymore. All right, next one. Let's do it.
When Amber made abuse accusations against you in May 2016, fair to say it got a lot of press attention, right?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'd sustain, but I think that's a
Yes, I'd
coin
agree.
flip.
Pause it. I don't think that the poll didn't load up. There it is, finally. So let's see what happens in the check. So you guys think it's going to be sustained?
It should be.
It should be.
I don't know.
Most of the judges that I'm in front of would sustain that.
Well, right now we're at 81%.
Yes,
we're at 81% sustained. 81%. Since we've been so bad, I think I'm gonna say overruled.
Okay.
I'm gonna overrule it, but I'm probably gonna be wrong. I'm going against the grain.
Nate's bucking the system.
All right, with a whopping 78%, we got sustained in the chat. So all right, so let's do it.
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Boom.
Here we go.
There you go.
All right, Nate, time to have some water.
That's
Yes.
right. Boom. Let's get to the next one. I'd be drunk already.
When Amber made
if I was
abuse
playing.
accusations against you in May 2016, you became aware that it got a lot of press attention, correct?
Very quickly, I became aware.
And she became associated with those abuse accusations that she made against you in May 2016, correct? To your knowledge.
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, there it is.
I don't think you should be able to save it with the to your knowledge, but she
Yeah,
loves these magic words.
Yeah, that's poorly worded, but she's probably going to allow it with that.
I think she'll let it with that.
I'm sorry. This is Johnny Depp is on cross-examination, so leading questions are okay. All right, so let's see it.
Yeah, this is like what if any. It's just yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's play it out.
Junk.
The chat
I agree
is
with you, Sean.
64% sustained. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
To your knowledge.
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll sustain the objection.
Okay.
Wow.
There you
Chat
go.
is right. The chat
Cheers.
is good at this. It's funny that a lot of them are going to be like, we don't need the lawyers anymore. We just need the chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, let's go for the next one.
You chose to sue only Miss Heard and not the newspaper that published this article, correct?
Objection compound.
Objection. Well, I'd say legal question.
Yeah, that's
Legal
a question of
Legal
law.
conclusion.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, it's legal
compound?
conclusion. It's not.
The end. No, no, that's not a compound question.
Yeah, you decided to sue A instead of B. Isn't that correct? That's straightforward. That's a legal strategy. That's legal. Yeah, that's outside.
Yeah, that's not compound.
Because the next
Overruled.
question, yeah, should be sustained.
Yeah, I think this should be overruled. Let's go to the videotape.
correct?
Objection, compound.
All right, I'll sustain as to compound.
That's not a compound question.
No. But then again, she thinks yes/no questions are automatically leading also. So.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Here we go.
But
Good logic. What's
Once
going
again,
on, baby?
right
Joe.
outcome for the wrong reason. Hey, Joe.
We've been getting our ass kicked by the chat again.
The chat is always going to beat us here. The chat is
Yes.
always going to beat us.
Yeah, apparently. They got the better finger on the pulse.
Go fight your parking tickets, guys. Make sure you film it.
Oh my God!
I gotta step out for 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, John. So what's going on, John? How's everything been going, bro?
Oh, good. I just wrapped up Shabbos and didn't even set up my stream yet. I usually stream like late on Saturday nights, so I haven't even set it up yet. I'm gonna set it up while I'm sitting here working with you guys. But I figured a game of Objection. How can anyone turn away from that?
This is actually a lot of fun.
It is.
This has been pretty fun.
It's humbling but fun.
Let's go to the next objection.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
You chose not to sue the Washington Post, correct?
Objection, relevance.
Objection, legal.
Objection, relevance.
Well, I think that's also I have to question a law, like legal conclusion.
Relevance. It is relevant, though. I think it is relevant. I think it's relevant.
So we're supposed to guess. Wait, we're supposed to guess whether they win or lose on it.
Yeah. We're choosing whether they win or lose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you think it'll be sustained or overruled?
I don't like this argument. I prefer calls for legal illusion. I think they're going to be. She's going to be overruled.
Yeah. I think overruled is probably the better choice too. I'm thinking about it. Why didn't you sue the Washington Post? It's because I don't really think that calls for a legal conclusion, right? I think it's irrelevant to why because I'm suing her here. Why I didn't sue somebody else? It's irrelevant to this case.
Yeah, but I think it leaves them with the jury wondering why is this other party not here, and that can lead to the jury trying to then introduces the issue of why aren't they here, and that's an issue of legal, conclusion, legal issues.
Well, we got final answer time now. The chat has spoken. 58% says they would sustain this objection.
Mm.
What are you thinking? I'm saying overruled.
She probably will overrule it.
My recollection is that was sustained, but
you can't cheat. I don't remember. I forget it as soon as it happens.
I could be wrong. That's my recollection.
Play it out. Let's go.
Objection, relevance.
I'll sustain the objection.
Sustained.
My recollection.
Got it.
The reason that was I don't remember what she said, but I was thinking, did I ever hear him answer that question? I'm like, no, I never heard him answer that question. It must have been sustained. So,
but I think that's the right call out, though. I think it is irrelevant. Why are you suing? Why are you not suing someone else?
And here's the thing, the chat might be reviewing this stuff also, and and that's part of it. They're thinking back, what do I remember happening, not like what's legally right. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
This is why my ADD, I completely forgot. Like, I just know there's a case. I don't remember what happened.
Let me get these two super chats real quick. This one says, let me change the screen so I can see it. It says, how many hours spent studying in law school? Oh my God, you don't know.
A lot.
We spent a lot. We spent a lot. And one thing they don't teach you is objections, unless you take a special, one of the courses later.
Yeah.
But they don't, there's no, is there a course on objections? I don't remember there being a course on objections. Trial advocacy, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even in advanced trial advocacy, I don't remember them covering like what you should object to, what you shouldn't. They talk about pacing your objections and the impact that has on the jury. If you're known as being like someone who's annoying and the ramifications, and how to strategize using your objections, but they don't talk about when you should be screaming out as a general rule.
Yeah,
what's upheld, what's not.
Yeah, I don't remember taking like once you get into it and like the actual gunfighting. I don't remember. Even I had friends who did all the advanced advocacy stuff. I don't think they ever went over that. But yeah, studying is a lot of studying.
This one says, chat gets it right for the same reason. A large group can guess the number of jelly beans. Okay.
Yes, the internet is very powerful at times.
Oh my God. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mr. Depp, you realize that the only job for this jury to decide,
Yes, sir.
its only job, is to determine whether this op-ed and this op-ed alone is defamatory.
Calls for legal conclusion.
Objection
Yes.
calls for legal conclusion.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's right on the money.
That definitely should be sustained.
We got to stop it. Let's see what the chat says. All right. 83% come out the gate sustained. Waiting for the final vote. Chat, let me give you to the count of 3, 2, 1. Here we go. In poll. Chat is at, come on, pop it up, 88%.
Yeah.
They say sustained. So, all right.
Objection calls for legal conclusion.
I'll sustain the objection.
Boom. We all are together with this one.
Yes.
All right.
This next objection brought to you by Justine and Brooks.
Oh my God. Let's get to the next one.
Get you some liquor scholarships, Nate. Sponsorships.
This op-ed, Mr. Depp,
That'd
does
be
not
great.
discuss any of the details of your relationship that we've seen in texts and emails and recordings over the past few days, does it?
Objection compound and asked and answered.
It's definitely a compound.
She did that right. If you've got multiple grounds, state multiple grounds. Don't just write on one. But I think that was just asked and answered.
Do we have objection? Are we going to have her say sustain on this and
Yeah, she usually says sustained on this or that, but sometimes they don't even say what sometimes they'll just say objection, and then she'll decide based on that because it'll be like so obvious. So that was like our first one.
Yeah,
because we just pulled these from the trial.
That's definitely a compound. Whether it was asked or answered, I don't know what happened earlier as far as what was asked and answered. So I don't know how to rule on that.
The asked and answered, yeah, it's going to be tough because we don't know. That's just a coin flip. This 84% for the chat says sustain. Let's go to the videotape.
Objection compound and asked and answered.
And I'll sustain both objections.
Both of them were sustained, so it was a compound.
I don't know if it was compound as much as just really drawn out, so it might be hard to follow. But
Rottenborn's cross-examination was good. It was just Depp was just a better witness.
Yes.
Though, you know.
He was a very tough witness to cross. He really was, and Rottenborn did a fairly good job of it. But
yes,
he was a very tough witness to cross.
I just don't think most of those compound questions were really compound. They were just long questions.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
And even if you disagree with the accusations that she made against you in May 2016, it is a true fact that she did make those accusations in 2016 and got a restraining order against you, correct?
Objection compound asked and answered.
That's got to be sustained on the compound at this stage.
The compound, yeah. That was a monster compound.
Yes, that is definitely.
Yeah.
I
also had the feeling she's doing asked and answered because it was asked and answered.
Yeah, but the compound is like monstrous on that one. I was like, that's not compound. I just don't know what is compound. Chat, let me give it 3, 2, 1. Ending the poll. Chat is at 88% that this is going to be sustained.
Correct.
Objection compound asked and answered.
Sustain the objections.
Yeah, that was an easy one. That we were all unanimous. So we got a nice little flow going on here. We've gotten a couple right. Chat's feeling good. We're feeling good. Until the judge does something to throw us all off, right?
It's only a matter of time.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's hit the next one.
The statement that then 2 years ago, Ms. Heard became a public figure representing domestic abuse. That is true, isn't it?
I'm not sure what we're looking at.
Objection.
Oh, I see it.
Calls for a legal conclusion.
I would sustain that all day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa. No. Why is that calling for legal conclusion? It's just whether or not it's true.
Whether or not it's true? Well,
yeah. I don't think that's.
Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go.
If Semeni essentially surrender his case.
Let's hear the question.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little fuzzy on the question now. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's. No, I think about it, John. I think that's actually the right. reason. I was just
The statement that then 2
articulating
years
it.
ago, Ms. Heard became a public figure representing domestic abuse. That is true, isn't it?
I'm not sure what we're looking at.
Because
Oh, I see it.
Calls for a legal conclusion.
I think it gets sustained, but I don't think it should be. Was that straddling if I say that?
I think he could have worded that differently.
Surrender his case.
Yes, it leads to that.
Oh, I
He could have
see.
answered that differently.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Let's see the answer.
Differently.
Calls for a legal conclusion.
So I'll sustain the objection.
I don't
Chat.
think it should be. I remember I vaguely
68%.
recall. Why is that legal conclusion? Please walk me through this.
The chat 66% said she would sustain the objection, so the chat got it right again.
Because the way I think the way that's worded, where she became the face of that because of what happened, isn't that true? I understand what you're going. He's just asking you, isn't that correct? This is what happened. But I think it could easily be interpreted as, don't you agree, because of all this happening, she became that, in a way, like John said, he's surrendering his claim. That it's a poorly worded question. Just changing it a little bit would have changed. I don't think there would have been an objection.
Just because it's costing him his case, that doesn't mean it's not true. That doesn't mean that the statement is now false. Like, I don't understand.
I would. The other objection would be speculation. I mean, there are so many grounds
That's a better objection. That is
yes.
Great, if she said objection to speculation, because now he's speculating, did she become a public figure or not? That I give you.
Yeah. Unlike a lot of the other things, like all these articles and whatnot, I think you could say, do you know if this happened? It's within your knowledge. Do I know she became important? So, once again,
that's a Weasley question though, because it's a.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
That's almost compound internally, because it's a do you know to confirm the truth. I would have an issue with that formulation too.
I don't disagree. That's on the ragged edge of it. I'm just trying to come up with something.
No, I got you.
Yeah. But no, I agree. I think that forces them to surrender.
Let's go to the next objection.
When did you first learn that Disney was not going to recast you in the Pirates franchise?
Thanks, JC.
It was probably 2 or 3 days after this op-ed appeared. One of my crew, again, I don't remember who had sent me, excuse me, had sent me a piece that was in some magazine, and Sean Bailey, who was the number 3.
Objection, hearsay.
Yeah, I think I remember this one, so I'm going to refrain.
It does seem like hearsay.
I mean, you could say hearsay, but it's almost a present sense impression. Like, how did you learn of this happening?
Which,
Well,
by the
here's how
way,
I learned it.
And you can say objection.
That's a stretch, though.
It's not responsive. The question is, when did you learn? Now he's starting to walk you through how he learned about it. It should that not responsive is definitely sustained. I think this is hearsay. He says Bailey told him something. That's hearsay.
I think he initially answered, and then he went on past it. Yeah, and that should be the follow-up question: is, how did you learn about it? Once you learned it.
I would sustain this, I think.
Chat says, it's split 56% sustained. Here we go.
Actually, yeah.
The number 3.
Objection, hearsay.
I don't know yet. I'll overrule it at this point.
Thank you.
Overruled. Boom.
Yeah, I remembered that one specifically. So.
But that one. So I don't know, because I kind of was with Joe a little bit there with the whole. I think it is hearsay, but I don't know. Let's go to the next objection.
Mr. Depp, where was Sean Bailey quoted, without getting into what he was quoted as saying?
He was quoted in whatever the article was that that was brought to my attention.
And can you please just clarify what article you're referring to?
I don't know what journal it came from. I don't know what magazine. I don't know any of that, so I don't know who did the interview with him.
Objection, lack of foundation.
How is that lack of foundation?
Yeah.
He's literally saying, I don't know.
Yeah, how did you learn about it? And you're like, where did you learn about it? Yeah.
That's gotta be overruled.
Mr. Depp, do you understand how language works? We take letters into words and left to right, top to bottom. You know, do you understand that?
So the fact that he doesn't know means his lack of foundation.
Yes. Mr. Depp, do you understand how paper is made?
No, lack of foundation. Yeah,
should be overruled.
Yeah, should be overruled. All right, I'm excited about this one because you never know what happens with this judge.
Yes.
The chat. Let's see what the chat says. 81. It looks like at 81% overruled. So the chat's going down with us if it's not overruled.
So I don't know. I don't know who did the interview with him.
Objection, lack of foundation.
I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Overrule.
There we go. That
She didn't seem very.
That was a foundational question.
She was not very confident in her overruling that, though. That's concerning.
That's why I don't trust her.
Yeah.
I'm even scared of that one.
Yes.
John is so judgmental.
John's rules. So whatever I think is good logic, I go against that.
What the heck?
John.
That's not true. John has actually been agreeing with me most of the time.
That's not my rules.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh man, it's just chat's trying to drive us apart. People, don't let them drive us apart.
Trying to drive a wedge.
John and I got good chemistry.
We do.
I saw you on Joe's channel. I mean, I'm Joe's channel the other day. I was like, oh, look at this. Joe is stealing my friends now.
I'm not stealing your friends, please. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna start pushing for you to join. I'm gonna steal you from Alita. I want to steal you from Alita for my live trial coverage. That's the next. That's the next play. Is like this week.
Mommy, Daddy, stop fighting.
I want to go both houses this weekend.
Let's go to the next objection.
How many other franchise films had you been a part of at the time of this contract?
There was a third. There was Pirates. There was, with Warner Brothers, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them, and then Crimes of Grindelwald.
And how does the compensation reflected in this contract compare to that, what you receive for the other franchises that you've been a part of?
Objection, foundation.
I agree there. That's a foundation.
Yeah, that is a lack of foundation. He doesn't
How does
explain
he
that
know?
he knows. Yeah, I mean,
But also weaving it into the claim of like, how does this really even relate?
Yeah. So we all believe sustain as the lack of foundation.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually objection foundation as he said it.
All right, let's hear it.
That you've been a part of.
Objection, foundation.
He just established that he was a member of other franchise films at this point.
Not how much that he knew how much though.
He hasn't established a foundation that he knows how he was compensated.
Yep.
I'll overrule the objection if you can answer.
This is the one where I wanted to argue with you guys, and I didn't pull the trigger on that.
Oh, did you know about this one, John? Do you remember it or?
No, I didn't remember it, but this is one of those where I vaguely recall the back and forth.
Oh.
Well, the chat said 61% said sustain, so the chat missed that one too. Ugh. Chat, you're trying to go with us. You see, trying to sneak one in there. Got caught up.
When Rob and Runkle get into the courtroom tomorrow, they need to tell the judge, we think she's not doing so good.
Or maybe she should consult with us. She should have us in the background.
Yeah. Nate, send her a link. Email her a link.
Send the judge a link right now. Come on, let's play objection. She probably would get them on. She's like, what was I thinking? Let's get the next one in.
That'd be hilarious if she changed her mind.
Now, Mr. Depp, you said that you did not write this portion that's in red here that says Carly Simon said it. Call Carly Simon, she said it better, babe. Is that right?
Yes, no, that's not mine.
How do you know that it was Miss Heard that wrote that?
Objection, lack of foundation.
So lack of foundation is, did he establish that he saw Amber do it? How do we know it was Amber? It could have been anyone who wrote it.
Well, I think he can answer that and explain that. I'd overrule that.
I'm with you. I would overrule it because the question is the foundation, right?
But the question
How do you
is-
know Amber wrote it? She's literally asking.
I watched her do it,
for the
or
foundation. Yeah,
she likes Carly Simon.
Let me ask
Yeah,
you this.
that's
though.
her
Isn't it-
handwriting.
Isn't it assuming a fact, not evidence, unless he testified that he saw Amber writing, which I don't know that he did. So the question, and if he did say that, then the question would be, well, how does he know that it was Amber? So, I mean, that is the question.
I'm with Joe in principle.
I don't know. I just think you can get. They already know this answer, so I'm assuming this is why they're asking
The question
it.
is, did you see who wrote this?
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be the proper foundation. Yeah, not how do you know it was Amber. I mean, I guess that's sort of the same question, but
That's my point.
How do we know Amber is related to this at all? Maybe Amber had nothing to do with writing it. In fact, her story implies that she did have nothing to do with it. Maybe it was the security guard who wrote it. We don't know who wrote it. Maybe anyone could have come in there and written on the thing.
I agree, but I think because this is Johnny's attorney, right? The lady with all the frizzy hair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She knows the answer, and I think this is just. Maybe it could be worded differently, but I think he could probably establish. I watched her do this as my fingers while I'm writing all over the lampshade with my cut off finger.
I'm
sustaining.
even
You're
though
overruling, I'm sustaining. You can go. It's okay.
I'm
Overrule
going with
sustain.
Joe on this.
All right, let me end the poll for the chat. The chat says 62% say overruled. Here we go. Let's play it out.
But it was misheard that wrote that.
Objection, lack of foundation.
Overruled out.
Joe and John nail it. The J's in the house.
It's a lazy way to ask the question. I agree.
I hate you guys now. I hate you guys.
Nate, you hated me since the first stream.
That's true too. That's true. Let's get to the next question. Oh my God. Chat, they beat us both.
Well, first, it doesn't. It looks like it's trying to match my handwriting, but my handwriting is a lot more of a scribble. And also, there's another photograph of this where she went in to make sure that there were that the
Objection.
red.
Yeah, I would have already rejected.
Was
Stop
more
now.
prominent. I believe there's also a napkin down there where
Objection, Your Honor,
someone
lack of foundation.
I don't know about that.
I'd argue it's
Every
almost
time-
non-responsive.
Every time I think it assumes facts, not evidence, it's like basically he says lack of
Yeah,
foundation.
but I have not seen them actually use facts, not in evidence once this entire trial.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
he uses. That's my point. I think he uses the term foundation instead of that, which is not technically accurate. I think, but I think he's getting away with it.
So
This
what do
should
we
be
think?
sustained.
They should have been objecting earlier. I thought that. my
Yeah.
objection was
Yes. Yeah. It was.
Yeah. All right. So the chat. Let's see what the chat.
I
says.
would say, Joe, when he said like because then Amber went in, it's like, well, how do you, that's where you should have stopped and say there's the
Right.
foundation. How do you know she did that? Oh, I saw her go back in and do it.
Right, exactly. Not maybe
Yes.
someone told him that she went in there. We don't know
Yes,
whether it's
and
a
that's-
result of hearsay.
Yeah, and that's why I don't know why he didn't stop
I think
there.
the judge is gonna. I think the judge is gonna let him continue telling his story.
Yeah, because
Sure.
you know what it is. You know what I noticed about the judge? She likes hearing the story. It's like it's almost like she's like a voyeur
Yes.
herself.
Yeah.
She's like, well, let's hear the rest of it, and then I'll decide.
Yeah.
It's like
Sustained because he's so dreamy.
Chat says it's going to be overruled.
Overruled
Let's
because he's so
see.
dreamy.
where
Objection,
someone
Your Honor, lack
what
of foundation. He's referring to exhibits that aren't in evidence and
All right, I'll
have
sit-
no idea whether they even exist.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Nice.
Sustained objection. Sustained.
Okay, you did give us the full objection. If he was giving
Yeah.
non-evidence, I would sustain.
I said he uses foundation instead of that, and she treats it the same.
Yeah. I think she does. I think she treats it the same. Here is the next objection. Chat, you're getting caught out there.
I didn't want to put her in that situation. I didn't want to put any of us in that situation. I didn't want to put the film in that situation. That was why I said it was crushed in an accordion door, and it was only the second doctor who actually told me what he
Objection,
was.
Your Honor, hearsay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's classic hearsay. I don't know.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
he told me.
But you notice how he's learning how to try and parse it.
Yeah, he was trying to, but yeah,
He's
that's
a quick
glancing
study.
at him. He's glancing like I'm about to say this person told me something.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when the round board doesn't stand up, he keeps going. Okay, I can go a little further.
I foresee the response being medical advice, and that being no, that's not medical advice. I'm sustaining. That's what I'm.
All right, the chat is sustaining this objection with like almost 90%, 89% say sustained. Here we go.
What he was.
Your Honor, hearsay.
I haven't finished my sentence. How do you know?
Overruled.
What?
We overruled that objection. Wow.
Okay. Wow, it's like the judge. It's like Johnny convinced the judge.
Maybe
you don't know.
That's crazy though. That was. Wasn't that clear? So the 10% of people that said it would be overruled was right. 10%.
I could see the judge saying, "I want to wait." Well, she doesn't do this, but a lot of judges
Let
might
him
say,
finish the question.
You
Let
have
him
to finish my
answer.
sentence. Yeah, but I was like you said, John. I'm kind of going down the road of how this judge normally handles it so far.
But as soon as he said, he said it was like that. That's we're going right into hearsay. Wow. That one's a stunner. Let's go to the next one. Wow, I'm surprised.
It's gonna be a long night.
It was the emergency room doctor was first. The next day, I went to see a specialist, a hand surgeon, and this was still in Australia, and he had recognized that my excuse for the finger being gone.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. What the doctor conveyed to him about his thoughts on the finger injury. That's classic hearsay.
The Rottenborn's little piece
This judge
convention.
does not like the for use of medical treatment exception at all. So I'm going to say sustained.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with John on this one.
All right. So votes are in, huh? Chat, you got 55% saying overruled. Oof, here we go.
Being gone.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. What the doctor conveyed to him about his thoughts on the finger injury. That's classic hearsay.
Your Honor, it's in the context of medical treatment.
No, I'll sustain that objection.
Nice.
Sustain.
Oh,
Boom.
Uh,
Yeah. 52% said overruled. Chat, you're messing up. Hearsay got you,
there
huh?
we go. She's confusing us. She's a tough read. She's a tough read.
That's not medical advice at all because it's not how he treats his hand. I mean, we got to sew it up.
Yeah. It's like,
and this is one that people keep messing up on. This is what is in the context of medical treatment is the statement of the patient to the doctor and the statement of the doctor to the patient in the specific course of this specific medical treatment.
Yes.
But
well, let me read a couple of these super chats. This
yeah,
says,
like
I mean,
think
John's. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think a great example of that would be if Johnny came in and said, "Oh, well, I thought I stubbed my toe," and the doctor said, "No, dude, you almost cut the tip of your finger off." That would be medical discussion, not, "Hey, I know the dingo did not get your finger. I know that's not true."
How do you know the dingo ate your baby?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
I don't think that you could have slammed that in a sliding door. That's not in the scope of medical treatment.
Yes. Yeah, because it doesn't change how he fixes it.
This is I meant Joe's rules about not trusting the judge.
John.
Who is I meant John's rules about not trusting the judge who is not using good logic. Yeah. I like the way you worded that. Nice.
Well phrased.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Me and in-house attorney.
The judge will never use good logic, so there you go.
Wake Up Maggie says, me, an in-house attorney, pretending like I remember any of this from law school. It's tough. It's tough. Glad you're playing with us. Mo says, how come there are two versions of that photo? Which photo we're talking about?
Going with the handprints
this one,
the Carly Simon part.
Then one with handprints over the Carly Simon part. I'm not sure what photo we're talking about.
I never saw the handprint one.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ma. We don't know about this. Going to law school and working full time. Advice: pray. Yeah, that's a tough.
I
that's
worked.
tough.
I did full time. I worked thirds. I worked third shift when I was in law school. It's still hard. I mean, you're not going to be able to go full time and do it, but even that, it's still tough.
Yeah. That's tough. Law and Lumber, our brother-in-law, VA case law is really strict on medical exemption. Thank you. See, you got an expert from Virginia here. Only those specific statements made for the purpose of diagnosis, super limited. It's exactly what you guys were saying too, right? In the course of medical treatment. But they said he's saying they're even more limited, specifically for the purposes of diagnosis. So, thank you, Law and Lumber. Awesome. Let's get back to the next objection. So hopefully you guys are ready. Yeah, Law and Lumber. He has the people are saying invite Law and Lumber. He has the link. So when he said he's doing something, as soon as he's finished, he can jump right in. All right.
He also might be in front of this judge. So.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, he's in Fairfax County, so he might be a good idea for him not to.
Yeah. I agree with that. Let's hit it.
Mr. Depp, last week Mr. Rottenborn showed you a video that was taken of yourself where you're slamming some cabinets. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
First of all, where are you in that video?
That's the kitchen at a house that I've on Sweetser that I've lived in since mid-90s.
And do you recall what you were upset about in that video?
Objection leading.
Objection leading.
Do you recall what you're upset about?
Want to roll back the question one more time?
Yeah, roll back.
Yeah.
Roll back.
The kitchen at a house that I've on Sweetser that I've
He's on direct
lived in
examination
since mid-90s.
And do you recall what you were upset about in that video?
Objection leading.
That's not leading at all.
That can't be leading.
That is not a leading question.
That is the issue with this judge. Like, yes or no does not.
But I don't know if she's going to do it right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
I got faith in the judge. Overruled.
I'll tell you right now. I think technically it is a yes or no answer, but he wouldn't be giving a yes or no answer.
Yes.
He's saying, "Do you remember? Do you
Yes.
remember what you're upset about?"
Do you
That's
recall?
Specifically, yes. Yeah.
Which is really it's
Well, it's a yes or no, but it's like,
But I
okay,
think she's
yes. Well, yeah, it's like
overrule anyway.
It's a
what
yes
pis-
and question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't answer
I think
itself.
she'll overrule it. I think she's gonna overrule.
Yeah.
It. Even though I think she should probably.
She's done this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We got the chat is saying, chat, give it to me. 77% say overruled.
Yes. Or what emotion was
What, or tell me when it
you experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Play it out.
You were upset about in that video?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Yeah. Overruled. All right. Woo. That was just starting to get a little nerve-wracking here, right?
Yes.
It's like some of the ones I'm thinking are obvious aren't really that obvious anymore. Let's get to the next objection.
Mr. Depp, what do you remember? What, if anything, do you remember being upset about that resulted in what was seen in that video?
I can't recall if it was bad news about my mother's health. I can't recall if it was something to do with my former business managers, finding out that they'd taken me for a very nasty ride. I don't recall exactly what it was about. What I do know is that it didn't have anything to do with her.
Objection beyond the scope of the question.
I said
Yeah, no,
non-responsive.
It's not beyond the scope. It's not responsive. Yeah.
I think that's maybe his way of saying non-responsive.
I'm sustaining this objection for sure.
I'd sustain that.
Yeah.
Good job. You want to weigh in or you're good?
Yeah, sorry, no, I sort of spaced out for a second. I'll defer the panel on this one. I'm gonna pass on this one.
Joe's gonna let it ride on my answer.
54% of the chat says overruled. Let's hear it.
Oh.
Have anything to do with her?
Objection beyond the scope of the question.
Overruled, I'll allow it.
Because he uses
No,
the wrong
overall.
phrase.
Yeah.
She plays by magic words, and you just have to use them.
Well, I've been in front of some judges where if you try to make an objection, this is why you should just object, and if you need to elaborate, you should be able to elaborate. Don't just tie it to one word.
Yeah, because the judge, the judge.
Yeah.
Just in case but you take a risk too if the judge thinks she knows, and then is overruling something that
Part of me though, I'm thinking about this now. Like, was it just one thing? And I think it sounds like Johnny's trying to say, I don't know if it was just that one thing or was like all these different things going on in my life that were turning into dumpster fires. But the fact Johnny answers it so poorly, I think leaves Rottenborn to have to object because it's not clear what he's trying to get or answer.
I think you needed to cut him off sooner because I don't care what it's not.
Well, I think if he says I'm not sure, I automatically he has no knowledge. Then it sounds like yeah. That's why I think you should stop him.
Well, let's hit the next objection.
See what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm
Damn and tape.
And
Yes.
I know it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
It doesn't
Objection
matter
this-
for fair fight. My ass.
Exactly. Because you're...
Objection, this kills my case.
Mr. Depp, when did you have the conversation reflected in this recording with Ms. Heard?
Oh, jeez, can't do that.
I don't recall exactly when it was.
What's your best estimate?
Can you object to that?
My best estimate is that it was quite a while before the meeting in San Francisco in July. Excuse me.
How far after May 21st, 2016 do you think that conversation was?
Objection calls for speculation.
I was just saying it to myself too.
Yeah, he has no knowledge. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he's calling for speculation.
Foundation's
Yeah,
better way to
foundation
word
was
it.
probably better, but I was thinking
But either
speculation.
way, I think you got it.
Yeah. Let's give the chat a couple of seconds because this one I think we're all saying sustained. Chat, I'm gonna give it a count for 5, 4.
If she tries to lay foundation, he
3,
clearly doesn't know the answer, so he's
2,
gonna have to say, I don't know, I
1.
don't know, I don't know. So she would have killed herself, I think, doing that.
70% of the chat says, make sure. Overrule. Oh, it's sustained. 71% of the chat says sustained. I'm not going to kill your chat. Don't kill me. Here we go. Let's hit it.
I'm asking for his best estimate.
I'll allow it if you can answer this.
Are you serious?
He
Well,
allowed
he
it.
said he didn't know.
Yeah, he said he
Multiple
didn't know. He
times.
didn't know. Well, can you about the 12th? I don't know.
He said I have no idea multiple times.
He was literally
Yeah.
calling for speculation.
Yeah, she got that.
Literally calling for speculation.
She got that timeline of before the San Francisco meeting, but it's clear he doesn't know the other date to kind of hedge it between.
Let's hear the next one.
Okay.
Part of my responsibilities was to provision the house and have everything set up for that. So I regularly brought red wine for Miss Heard, which she consumed same amount
Liberally.
as in London, I think.
And what amount is that?
Generally speaking, 1 or 2 bottles a day.
Wow.
Lushing it up.
$500 bottles.
Did you ever observe Mr. Depp start any arguments with Ms. Heard?
No.
So hold on, objection.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, could you put your mic? There we go.
Leading.
Objection leading.
It is leading. It's your classic leading question.
Yeah. Much I'd like to argue it's not.
I think it's a leading question. Yeah.
How's it not?
All right. So we all say sustained.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, like, if they went in law school, they would teach leading and say, here, this is an example of a leading question.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get more leading.
Yeah. Did you watch this happen? Yeah.
The
I'll rephrase,
chat.
when, if ever, have you seen?
Okay. All right.
I'm in the chat in 3, 2, 1. The poll is ending. Chat is 50-50.
Wow, really? All right.
50-50. A hard 50-50.
Wow.
Here we go. Play it out.
Sorry.
Yeah, could you put your mic up? There we go.
Leading, objection, leading.
I'll sustain us to leading if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
got it.
classic leading.
Leading.
Yeah.
That would have made me pull my hair out if we didn't get the leading on that one. That was like how well, I thought the other one was pretty easy too, but so all right, let's hit the next one. This one was easy. The chat was split on that one now.
Mr. King, are you familiar with the image that's on the screen in front of you?
Yes, that's one of the mirrors I was telling you about in the master bathroom.
And so, were you involved in cleaning any of this up?
I cleaned both of those mirrors at some point that evening, that night. Yes.
Were you able to tell what was used, or what substance what sort of the ink is that's used on the black writing there?
That was the same oil paint that was on the floor, on the parquet floor downstairs and various other places. It was the same oil paint.
All right. How about the red writing that says, "Call Carly Simon. She said it better, babe." Were you able to tell what was used to make that writing?
Lipstick, I believe.
Foundation.
Oh.
Objection foundation.
Objection foundation.
No.
Sustained.
No.
It should be overruled.
Were you able to? Is a foundational question.
Lipstick.
Yeah. Were you able to tell? Wait.
Did it load up? Hold on.
Oh, hey, Rob.
Oh, there it is. All right, so it's in the
hi,
chat.
Rob.
Sorry,
Hey, Rob.
chat. Hey, Rob, what's up? What's up? So what do you think? You
I'm in a-
heard the question, Rob?
Yeah, I'm in a hole in the wall, the Airbnb in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and
Nice.
you guys are driving me nuts, so I jumped on.
Oh, we don't mean nuts.
Oh my God!
That's so brutal.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
after hours with Rob.
After hours with Rob. Hold on,
Us on the couch, everybody here.
Let me roll it back one more time so we can all hear the question with Rob. All right, here we go. Let me roll it back a little bit more. Here we go, Rob.
There.
That was the same oil paint that was on the floor, on the parquet floor downstairs and various other places. It was the same oil paint.
All right. How about the red writing that says, "Call Carly Simon. She said it better, babe." Were you able to tell what was used to make that writing?
Lipstick, I
Objection
believe.
foundation.
Objection. I think close speculation.
I think that's sustained.
Actually, yes, with the I believe, yes. Yeah, it's speculation. now.
Yeah.
So
But it's a basic foundational question. Were you able to tell? But
Yes.
she does not like doing the. She's going to sustain it.
We got sustained. So
Yeah.
we're unanimous with the sustained.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see what the chat. All right, so this is a real problem because the chat is 80%
Yes.
overruled,
Really?
76%
It's them or
overruled.
us. It's them or us. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Play it. Who's going to get it right? The
Lipstick, I
lawyers
believe.
or the chat?
Objection foundation.
He's testified that he was cleaning it up.
I'll allow it. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Overruled. Chat
Oh.
You normies got lucky out there.
Wow.
Ah.
Every time she makes the right ruling, I vote against her.
Yes.
Literally for 3 games.
I was going your way on this one, John. I was thinking it should be, but that's not what she'll do.
3 games. Every time I think she's going to make the right call.
Yes, this woman would be difficult to do game theory with because she's like a hyper rationalist, super rationality.
They're just asking bad questions. All the questions
They are.
bad. Like,
They are.
It puts her in a bad spot. Like, it's like the question was so terrible. Which way do I go? Like,
This is chat country. Jeez.
Yeah. Let me read a couple of these super chats
All right,
before they
well,
back up for me.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I'll.
there it
bottom
is,
them
chat.
back.
You see? Taking a hard one night now, chat. Here we go.
Everyone's-
Ooh.
I can email you the 2 different photos, please, or you can just send DM me on Twitter. I'll pick them up. When this is all over, will Amber Heard work at McDonald's flipping micro burgers?
Well,
I don't. I'm not too sure about that, but it doesn't look good for poor Amber Heard's career after this.
I think she could
Can
still
you
work at,
briefly
like, Goldfingers
describe?
or something,
It says, can you briefly
She worked at
describe
Bunny Ranch.
sustained? Can you briefly describe sustained or overruled? Anybody want to take this?
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Sustained means that your objection is valid, and
Yeah.
therefore the question cannot be answered. Overrule means I disagree with you that
Yeah.
that this is an improper question. I'll allow the witness
Sure.
to answer. That's really as simple as
Yeah.
Yeah. I like taking the easy ones.
Yeah.
Give you guys the hard work.
All right, hold on. I just lost this place. Okay, this is the last one. Sorry. Sent you the 2 mirror images on Twitter DM. Boom! Thank you. I'll definitely check it out. Now let's get back to the next objection, even though we just lost. It's all good though. It's all good. We got you, chat. Broken clocks are right twice a day.
You said you were in Australia starting in February of 2015, correct?
Correct. I arrived on the 4th of February.
And Mr. Depp arrived sometime after that, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you see Marilyn Manson while you were there?
No, I didn't.
You don't know if Mr. Depp was with Marilyn Manson in early
That should have
late
objected
February,
right there.
March 2015?
Objection,
I
foundation,
object.
speculation, relevance.
Yeah.
Dude, I love this guy's objections, by the way.
That was
yes, sustained.
Yes. Well, yes, and guys, this is how you do it. If there's multiple reasons, get them all out there.
And do it as sarcastically as possible so the jury can hear it.
Yes.
So you
But
guys
yeah,
think this is going to be sustained, right?
It should have been already, but yeah, he finally got in there.
All right. I mean, the chat is 94% sustained. All right, let's see. Watch you say overruled.
Objection, foundation, speculation, relevance.
I'm just asking if he saw. He said he saw how he said he saw him every day.
You don't know.
Oh my gosh!
That's
The
like
stammering like you're.
Don't
He got caught.
Overruled.
What the fuck?
No, I knew she would do it too.
What
because
the
second he started
fuck?
complaining, the second he started whining,
God
he started whining.
damn
And
it.
it's like, I feel bad for you. It's a terrible question. It was so stupid.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God.
overrule it.
Oh my god!
We got to hear that. We got to hear that.
That's
argument.
garbage.
He was
Just
like
listen
bitch
to him
slapped.
That's
whine.
garbage.
Hold on. Let's hear. Let's hear.
Objection,
I
foundation, speculation, relevance.
I'm just asking if he saw. He said he saw how he said he saw him every day. So I was asking.
Jesus Christ.
Remember,
He said he saw him every day, but not all day every day.
Wow. Overruled.
that was a
Unbelievable.
bailout.
Jesus.
That was a bailout.
Oh my god. I like I said, Rob, this is not an opinion endorsed by Rob, the attorney who works in Fairfax County, Virginia. But I really hope she got some CLEs done this past week. Good Lord.
You know what? It's honestly,
You don't have to
I
answer this,
can't
sir. I will
No.
answer it for you.
I don't blame any of these judges. This is one of the hardest jobs in the whole world to hear this stuff, deal with these
Yeah.
children of attorneys, and process this in real time.
Yes. And I will say that too, but and Nick said it best. These are kind of these guys don't step in the courtroom that often. This group of people normally doesn't, so and it shows. But
Which
Jesus
group of
Christ.
people?
These attorneys, like they're a lot of them. They're not generally. Yeah, these guys
I
don't
hate
go
the
over the top routinely.
No, I hate the questions. This is some of the worst questioning I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next question.
Mr. Depp left Australia too, correct?
At some point, he flew to LA, yes.
And then Mr. Depp returned to Australia on April 21st, right? 2015.
Okay, that sounds about that time. I don't know the specific date. I don't recall.
And the filming of Pirates of the Caribbean 5 continued filming on April 21st, right?
Objection,
That
foundation, speculation.
Yeah.
No,
Overrule both because he was there. Were they still working?
And he
Yeah,
can
they
give
were-
his best guess. Like he can, I mean, not his best guess,
Yeah.
but his estimation as to the time.
Yeah, they should have got the whole September 21st thing. That was speculation.
Sustain.
You're going to sustain it, Joe?
Overruled.
I'm sustaining.
Overruled.
I'm overruling it.
So why are you sustaining it, Joe?
Whatever it is I think she's going to do, she does the opposite.
All right, let me give you with our wonderful chat. The chat seems to be able to read the judge like crazy. Chat says 51% says sustained. Let's hear the answer.
Continued filming on April 21st, right?
Objection.
That I-
Foundation speculation.
I didn't get. Oh, sorry.
There's objection.
What? You recall testifying to that in the UK?
What?
She didn't even answer.
You can answer it.
Overruled.
Objection
Yep.
overruled.
Oh my God.
Overruled the objection.
Oh well.
I was right. Yes.
I feel like I'm like throwing out a
Yes.
dartboard here now at this point with her.
I don't
That's
know,
why-
Joe, you should just start throwing darts at the dartboard.
Start drinking with me, Joe. Let's get you
all
pre-gamed.
logic and reason are gone too.
Let's pregame you for tonight.
So the judge is surprising us all here. This is not even close anymore. We don't know what's happening.
And for the chat, for anyone else who's looking at this, every judge is this way, by the way. Like a
That's-
judge
yeah.
will surprise you on rulings all the
Yes.
time, and you'll be up there and
Yes.
you'll be 100% confident you're going to get this in, and the judge hits you with a sustained, and you're going, now what do I do?
Yes. The Snaps objection sponsored by Bullet Bourbon Frontier Whiskey.
Let's do this next objection.
And you said that is it your testimony that you didn't see any of the paintings damaged?
The existing paintings from the owners from the house no, none of them were damaged.
You didn't see any paintings with a painting of a penis drawn on it?
I did not, and thankfully
I forgot about that
was
part.
something I didn't have to replace.
Do you know if anyone else
any
saw
painting.
Objection. Speculation.
I mean,
That's 100% speculation.
100% sustained.
Yeah, I
Please
agree with you on that.
sustain.
Yes,
I think it's
please.
speculation.
Yes.
I think it's
It should be.
speculation. Let's see what our chat says. Our chat we're at 88% sustained. Give it the 3-second countdown. 3, 2, 1. Make your peace with the poll. And chat is at 78%. Let's hear it out.
Peace with the
Anyone
poll.
else saw that?
painting.
Objection. Speculation.
I mean, I would have seen it.
Whenever there's an objection, Mr. King, you
I'm
just
so
need to
sorry.
stop. That's all
I'm
right.
sorry.
All right, if you stand, we can see you better when you do that.
Understood.
Okay, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Objection
Oh,
sustained.
Also, love how the judge admonished the attorney. It was like, by the way, when you object, stand up.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Right, she's right about that.
Yeah, there are some. It depends on the courtroom. I've seen. I was in front of a judge, and he was. Well, he's now passed on. He was an old timer, and an attorney from out of town came into court and was trying to talk, and the judge said stop, and was like, it wouldn't. That's all he said. That's all he did. Before he let that attorney speak again. So.
Wow.
Yeah, some judges are big on the decorum.
Yeah. Let me knock down a couple of these super chats. She will be serving mega pints. But that's going to be the new thing, mega pints. Midnight Joker says, 1, John needs a channel. True. # legal swag. 2, late night with Law and Lumber is a must.
There you
And
go.
3, Logic.
Yes. Rob's here.
Midnight
to talk.
Joker, that is great.
Yeah. Hi, John.
Rob's gonna-
Nice to meet you.
Rob's going to talk about
Nice
all
to meet
your
you, Rob.
issues and all kinds of wood tonight, just with
I'm gonna
Rob.
do it on this.
Hey,
this
a lot of people
really
don't know this.
gross
I was a
couch that
carpenter's
I have no
apprentice.
idea.
Oh, here we
I
go.
was a carpenter's apprentice for a couple of years.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
Jo-
sweet.
John and Rob are going to help everybody talk
John.
about their wood
There we-
tonight.
oh my God. Please stop.
Sean,
No.
stop talking.
Sam, thanks for
Someone
the
make it
$10. Sam says 12 hours in the emergency department with 24 patient charts to finish, and you have me playing this game. Well worth it.
That's a lot of work. Ooh.
Sam, good luck. I'm glad I'm
Yeah.
entertaining you a little bit. $10 from Ashley. Watching you from the beginning now. This has been a fun way to learn about law. Thanks, Nate. Thank you. We always thought it was fun, so that's why we're doing it. And Blurry Launch for $10. Does a judge decide the objection on the basis that the grounds were that she believes are the right grounds, or if the attorney has a possibility of being right? So does the judge decide objections on the basis that the grounds were what she believes are the right grounds, or if the attorney has a possibility of being right? No, she. I don't know.
Depends
So
on
this
how
is a weird
offensive the
question.
Hey,
Yeah, generally, from what I'm understanding, the judge evaluates the objection. If it's a leading question, it's obvious, right? Sometimes it's obvious, but then sometimes it's not. So I don't know. I don't understand how to answer this question.
Hey, I think, can I jump in real quick? I think,
Go ahead, of course.
So, Kurt made the points that he's a merciful God, and even if he can sustain the objection on alternative grounds, he would do it. I guess you can, but technically, if you don't make the objection, it's waived. So that should not be the standard, because the whole point is you're making a record for a potential appeal.
Yep. And you'll hear her do that too to the chat. Sometimes if you're listening to testimony, she'll say, I'll overrule as to hearsay. When she says that, it says there might be an open window, but you didn't hit it.
Yeah.
Let's go. And last super chat. Thank you so much for. It says thank you all. This is Midnight Joker. Thank you, Midnight Joker. Thanks again.
Joker's awesome.
Yeah, Joker's awesome. Here we go, guys. Let's get back to. I think we have just a couple more. Let's do it. Let's go. Next objection.
You said that Jerry Judge was at the house, correct?
Correct.
And he's the head of Mr. Depp's security, correct?
Correct.
And Dr. Kipper was at the house?
Yes, he was.
And Debbie Lloyd was at the house as well, correct?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Now, you understood
He's
that
on
Mr. Judge
cross-examination.
saw scratches on Ms. Heard on March 8th, correct?
Objection, hearsay, speculation, foundation.
Wait, play that one again, because that's
I'm
three
going back.
objections.
It was, you understand, someone said they saw scratches on Amber Heard.
Yeah, that was the
Security,
statement.
correct?
Correct.
And Dr. Kipper was at the house?
Yes, he was.
And Debbie Lloyd was at the house as well, correct?
Yes, she
He's
was.
laying foundation now.
Now, you understood that Mr. Judge saw scratches on Ms. Heard on March 8th, correct?
Objection, hearsay, speculation, foundation.
Yeah,
All
all
three.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all three.
Yeah. So we're saying sustained.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just waiting for the chat. Let me give him a couple of seconds. Chat 63% sustained. Let's hit it.
March 8th, correct?
Objection, hearsay, speculation, foundation.
All right. I'll sustain the objection.
Boom. Sustained.
There's no way.
Feeling-
All three of those were valid.
The hearsay one I hit would definitely hit, but let's go with the next objection.
Did you take a photo of the vodka bottle that you said was broken?
Yes.
And you have that photo?
Yes.
Okay, and you didn't give that to anybody?
There are a fair few photos. I can show it to you now if you want.
How many photos did you have on your phone?
I don't remember the number, but probably more than 10.
Did anyone ever ask you for the photos?
Several of them, yes. Yes.
Did you give them to the people who asked?
Some of them, yes.
Not all of them?
I don't recall how many.
Who asked you for the photos?
I was involved in a case in London a couple of years ago.
Did you give the photo of the vodka bottle to the people that you were involved in the case in London?
Objection, relevance.
I sustain that.
I'll sustain that.
This
Yeah,
was
I'll
also one of
sustain
my favorite lines of questioning because the attorney didn't expect the answer he got.
In the case
Does anybody think it's going to be overruled, or we all would sustain?
I'm
I think
overruling.
You're overruling?
I think it should be overruled, but I don't think that it will be.
Why would it be overruled? Why should it be overruled? Why is that relevant? How is that remotely relevant?
They're probing the photos. I mean, there's
It's still foundational.
Yeah, it's still there.
Quiet.
Chat is at 71% sustained. 71% sustained. So let's see it.
Let's do it, chat. You and me, kid.
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled all out.
Oh my God.
Boom.
Yes,
Solid
thank you.
Overrule.
You and me, Rob.
Who cares whether or not he's sent it for another trial? Like, why is that even relevant to this case
It's
here?
establishing
It's
a foundation for
foundational
his,
questioning.
and it's also
It's establishing foundation as to what?
As to one, his credibility. Two, the fact that he has these photos, whether we have all the photos. I mean, it is a foundational question, and you're not too far out of line where you get to the asked and answered part.
So you're saying to whether or not he has credibility because he's hiding photos in another case, that would give us questions about his credibility here. Okay.
Wouldn't you question it?
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Let's get the next objection.
And isn't it true that in the entire time you were there, you were not informed as to what caused damage to Mr. Depp's finger on March 8th?
Objection, hearsay. Objection, hearsay.
I'm asking what he wasn't told.
That's a bullshit way to try and end around hearsay.
It's still hearsay.
I'm asking him what he wasn't told.
Oh,
All right,
God.
hold on. The poll
Good for you.
Chat. Sorry, chat is loading up. There it is. It's in there.
You have to appreciate the effort on that one. That's
I know. Good for you, young man.
I asked him what he didn't say. So we're saying sustain the objection, right? It's obviously
that has to be, otherwise hearsay makes no sense.
Otherwise, my whole life is a lie.
Yeah, we should just throw our degrees into the river.
Final chat number 63% say it will be sustained. Let's play it.
On March 8th?
Objection, hearsay.
I'm asking what he wasn't told.
I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Thank God.
Oh my
I don't have to hand in my diploma.
Oh yeah. I think that but it was cute the way he tried to get around them asking what he didn't say. I was like, interesting retort.
Johnny Depp didn't tell you that he didn't cut off his finger, right?
Yeah, let's just add as many negatives as we can into the conversation to confuse the hell out of everyone.
All right. Oh, this is the last one. Let's hit it.
Next question.
Okay, he said he sustained an injury to his finger,
Yes,
but you don't know what caused the injury to his finger.
one of
correct?
his fingers.
But you don't know how his finger was injured,
I
correct?
don't think anybody mentioned it to me at that time.
Right, no one mentioned it to you at that time, correct?
I don't
Same
recall.
objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
What do you think?
Asked and
Interesting.
answered would be my argument.
Yeah, I would say asked and answered, but my thing is, it's not
still
really
hearsay.
going to the truth.
What, you're thinking present sense impression?
No, going to his awareness. Like, it's not being offered for the truth that it did or didn't happen. It's going to his awareness of whether he was or was not aware of something. I don't know. I'm
How would he
overruling.
have known unless somebody told him?
You overruling it?
I think I'm overruling it.
We got an overrule.
All right, I'm gonna say sustain.
I'm going to sustain it. Anybody else want to weigh in?
I'm gonna go with Rob just so I don't feel like I'm always disagreeing with him.
Chat is in. 71% says they are sustaining this objection. Let's play it out.
Same objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Sorry, I'll allow it.
There you go.
Overrule. Rob knows. That's because Rob works with this judge.
Seriously.
Oh my God.
Rob's got an advantage on us.
He works there, but that was it. That was interesting. We didn't do as I think we did poor, but it wasn't as bad as last time. Now it's hard because don't forget the judge is actually making these calls in real time too.
Right.
So sometimes she's gonna get it wrong.
Rob, how many years did you clerk for Oz Karate? That's what I want to know.
I didn't clerk for her at all.
I'm just joking.
And I appeared before all of these judges, and I very much appreciate that they are very professional and they do take their job very seriously, and we all get things wrong.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's
Yes.
yeah.
And that is, it's such a high pressure thing. Like you're sitting there mulling over very complicated legal issues and trying to figure out what you've heard, what you know, where it's going. It's a very tough spot. Like I think if she reviewed what she said she might change her mind on like 20%, you know, 20% of what she actually said. But there in the moment, it feels a certain way to her that this is kosher or this is not kosher.
Yeah, and as much crap as I've been joking about her, I don't envy being the judge in this case.
And she has done a damn good job.
A fantastic job.
Yes.
She has been insanely good. Every single person on LawTube, when this trial started, they were like, this isn't going for 6 weeks, this is going 8 weeks. I was like, no, this is going 6 weeks. Watch. This judge has been a very good judge.
Oh yeah. No doubt about it. I was told the sky. I wasn't told the sky was falling. I like that. How was this different than What If Any? How was that different than What If Any?
That had to have been tied to a specific objection.
Yeah. Sorry. Any of you going to become a judge? Does anybody here want to become a judge?
I would love to be a judge.
I would like to be a judge.
My partner wants to nominate me, but I don't want to do it.
You know, there's a judge I was in front of, and he said he almost wishes he wasn't a judge anymore because he says he feels like a child in between parents arguing. I know all the stuff that's going on, and so does the other side. And he kind of, he says as a judge, I kind of have an idea of probably what you guys are going to talk about, what you guys don't want to talk about, but I don't know. He says, I only know what you tell me at the end of the day. And he kind of misses that being involved because he feels like he's just, being told what to think or, given some spinnable, some presentation of fact. Also, I don't think people will vote for me, so.
Well, that's the thing the audience may not realize is that becoming a judge requires so much political savvy. It's so political. Appointment of judges and or getting elected as a judge. Basically, I live in New Jersey. If you're going to be running as a Democrat, you're basically going to be handed a judgeship, and it's to get on that ticket as the choice selected requires so much buttering up the right people. And
we have a lot of corruption here in New York because of that. Because it's so heavily Democrat, it's about who gets on the ticket. So
the Republicans going to lose.
Virginia is Senate. Virginia's Senate.
Really?
So the Bar Association puts together our list of recommendations, which is actually kind of nice because the bar puts together a list of people they think they should be proposed. Then the bar proposes that to the Senate, who then votes on it and then goes to the governor for signature, and they then become invested.
How is that possibly better? Because then you just have fewer individuals actually making the decision.
But do you want the general? I mean, the general public. No, but the general public.
Rob doesn't trust the normies.
The general public doesn't know. The general public doesn't know what's going on in the courtrooms. They don't know who the lawyers are. They don't know what cases they've tried. The lawyers who have practiced with these other attorneys generally have a really good sense of these people. Yes, it's a smaller club that you pick from, but you actually get a lot less. There's no outside funding. There's no outside big donors. There's no big campaigns. There's
less political.
Well,
you're taking the politics out of it.
Those donors fund the Senate. I mean, those donors. I mean, you're just. I mean, I think you're. Oh, sorry.
I mean, let me put it this way: the Senate, to my mind, has never turned down a recommendation from the bar.
So then we basically outsource. Well, so then we basically outsource the political process to the bar,
the local bar.
I understand that, but still, that seems extremely anti-democratic.
Yeah.
I understand it's got some advantages, though. Yeah.
I get the advantages. I'm concerned about that.
Has it always been that way in Virginia, or at least as far as you know?
Part of our Constitution.
Okay.
So they can vote to amend it. They just haven't. It's worked pretty well.
Okay.
So it's been that way since like Patrick Henry and all that. Okay, makes sense.
Well, listen, thank you. It says judge, but you asked the question. I was just talking about the one with the last hearsay one where the guy calls hearsay on his own question.
So I've never seen that. But
you didn't see the. Oh,
I've never seen it before this, but I understand why he did it.
Oh yeah. So so at the end of the day, how did you guys feel about the objections game? How do you think we did? The chat did pretty well today, but like you said, it's such a coin flip. It seems like.
I'm contemplating surrendering my law license on Monday after this night. How it went.
You got to swear the chat in.
I think I broke a little bit better than even.
Oh yeah. But
what's that?
But one thing, I'll say two things. Rewatching the trial, because I've been watching Good Logic streams where he's rewatching the trial. I feel now I'm better prepared for objections. Like now I'm calling objection. I'm like objection. I'm like okay.
Yeah.
It's like forced me to start reevaluating objections when I'm hearing them in real time. Because again, I think the problem here is that we aren't under the time clock that the judge is in. The judge got to make the decision right then, right now. We have the ability to think about it, to really talk it out, why we like it, why we don't. So, I think the judge is going to have a higher error rate because of the time factor. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I do. I actually think the attorneys have gotten better. That shows that none of them had really practiced in front of this judge except for Elaine Bredehoff. You saw that in days 1 and 2, how effective she was at her objections that were stupid, but she got them sustained. But now all the attorneys, having been there for the past 4 weeks, they've got a good feel for Judge Ascarati. They know what she's going to go with, like the foundation, the compound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true,
Well,
and
I think that's also part of it. Is what can you get away with in front of this particular judge? What can you not get away with? What is she going to shut you down on? And everybody every judge has a different kind of feel, and you got to feel them out a little bit.
That's what Binger did. He knew how hard Judge Schroeder would go.
And you know how far to push him. Yeah, he pushed him right to the edge too. He pushed him to the edge.
In fact, not only that, but I actually got the feeling that he was taking advantage of the fact that he knew he could push Schroeder,
him beyond the
and
edge.
that Schroeder,
he did push him beyond the edge. Yeah.
But here's the thing: is I think they said he had like 500 cases in front of Schroeder, which is why I think he knew that as angry as I get Schroeder, he's not actually going to punish me, and he really wanted to push that envelope to do whatever he could to sway that jury.
He got Schroeder to scream at him, but would still agree with his stupid arguments.
Yeah.
Well, Tiffany Byers says, Nate, thank you so much for the game and love LawTube. Thank you so much. And Ruby says, here in California, the bar makes recommendations, but only the legal periodicals do any research on candidates. As a result, the only people who vote for the judiciary are attorneys and court employees. So it's the same thing you're saying happening with you, Rob. And I think that's what they're trying to remove the political aspect out of it, which is on two ends. It does leave it, because wherever you get, you still can get corruption. Like the reason why we have such corrupt judges here the system is corrupt here in New York is because even though we do have an election system, it's the political rule. The party, it's the Democrats. If you get on the candidates, so then you have all these people giving money just to get on the goddamn ticket, and we have the whole party system here. So I don't know. I don't think any system is perfect, but I don't know. I kind of like the way they do it down here in Virginia, though, Rob. Even though I do have the John's concern about the democratic process, but it is what it is. Well, with that said, thank you guys for joining me tonight playing this game, Objections. One last question before you guys go. Next week, Amber Heard starts back on. I want to ask you guys, what are your predictions for the next week of trial? What do you think is going to happen? Well, you know what? Forget about that. My honest question is, how do you think Camille Vasquez is going to cross-examine Amber Heard?
I think she's going to be very deliberate. I don't think she's going to come in throwing grenades. I don't think she's, if she gets Amber to explode and lose her mind on the stand, great, but I don't think that's her goal. I don't think she's going to shoot for that. I just think she's going to bury her under everything. So I do think she'll leave Amber a smoking wreck afterwards, but I think she's just going to be very, very calm, just deliberate about it. Unlike, like you like to say, Commander Ray, she's going to take her time.
Yeah, surgical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
Hopefully,
like
I
maybe
get
2 or
to
3
see it
days.
in person.
Yeah. It's going to look like a snuff film.
By the way, Rob, you're welcome to hop in. I would be thrilled to have you hop in on my channel at any point that you're covering this and you're down.
I mean, yeah, tomorrow night is going to be beyond insane. Runkle is actually staying at my house.
Really?
Cool.
Yeah, Runkle is staying at my house. I'm picking up the DUI guy on the way to the courthouse at like 12 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
We're going to be at the courthouse from like 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. Everyone is like DMing us like, you need the live stream, It's going to be 1 o'clock in the morning, you guys. Like, you're out of your effing mind.
You don't understand grifting. You got to make that money, dude.
I'm gonna let them do that. I'm gonna sit in a sleeping bag, like by my fold up chair, and like try to nap while I'm waiting. So I'm gonna be delirious.
So wait, you're gonna be there at 12:30. You're
Nice.
gonna be at 12:30 in the morning tomorrow. You said or 1?
They're
I'll have you
ticketing
in
for
the courtroom.
loitering before 1 a.m. So we're gonna do like a lingering off property at 12:30, and then slowly walk towards there at 1. I think.
Do they have any people?
It's gonna be
any of those the people who stand in line for you and you pay them? What do they call them?
They
The
are
line-
charging. They charge between $45 and $100 an hour.
Woo!
And it's a 1-for-1. Like, you can't have someone stand there for 3 people. It's a 1-for-1 swap.
Yeah.
So DUI guy, Runkle, and Rob. That's
$135 an hour.
Yeah. Can you guys do live updates from the bathroom, like in between things, like cycle in and out for Joe?
No, and the thing is, the order for that courtroom, no Bluetooth devices of any kind. And like, you can have your phone, but if it comes out of your pocket, they take your phone and they kick you out. Like, your phone's in your pocket.
That's what I'm saying. Just walk out to the bathroom and tweet.
I'll make a suggestion to you. To make sure that if you are like the first ones in there, that you're sitting behind Amber Heard's counsel. So this way you're on camera the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's where you want to be. You want to be on camera.
Yeah. I'm more nervous that one of those people on those legal teams is going to turn around, see my face, Runkle's face, and DUI guy. Like, you've got Legolas, you've got Law and Order, and they're going to look around and be like, "Oh shit, how did these 3 make it in the damn courtroom?"
That'd be so awesome. That'd be so
Yeah,
awesome.
that'd be
Oh
so
my God.
That's awesome.
That'd be great.
Oh my God.
Well, listen. Thank you to my guests who are all going to be appearing in the description. Thank you the chat, for being generous with the super chats, and thank you for playing along. We'll see you next time on Objections. Peace.
Oh yeah, and